So just escaped to the woods around the corner from us. And Ames has found this tree.
It's so epically amazing! When Mummy left to do her work at the hospital, I said, "I'm sorry you have to leave, but I'm glad you're doing the job you love."
As a nurse, I imagined going onto the ward and there being lots of anxious parents, lots of people fearful of COVID, and me coming in and saying, "Calm down, don't worry." I'm thinking about David. We love the story where he faces the giant and then he takes the giant down, and he's just full of faith and courage, and there's not an ounce of fear in him seemingly. But then the Psalms are full of him running away from Saul and fleeing, and he seems scared, actually, for his own life. Actually, some of the things that David says, you think, gosh, you just wouldn't hear that said, on a Sunday morning in front of a congregation, because everyone would be like, oh gosh, is David all right? Does he even still believe in God? Is he okay?
I can't believe how tricky this is. It's taking me ages to psych myself up for this first video. So, here we go. This is my first video.
Okay.
My name's Bex, I'm a paediatric nurse, and I absolutely love my job. Nursing makes me tick in a way. I think about the runner, who I don't know the name of, who says that God made him fast, and when he runs he feels God's pleasure, and that is how I feel about nursing. When I nurse, I feel God's pleasure. I feel his pleasure when I sit with someone, take time with someone, when I do something well, when I pick up on a deteriorating child or I spot something. I feel God's pleasure in what I do, and I just know it's what I'm made for. That's what makes me tick.
I think what I'm trying to describe is that feeling of doing something that I'm made for, doing something that I think it's my purpose. It's not about us and our needs in a pandemic, it's about theirs. Very rarely a patient would ask me how I was, and I would go, well, actually I've just moved out of home and actually I'm in crisis right now. Instead I would say, yeah, I'm all right. It's great to be here with you today. What can I do for you? My husband has an autoimmune liver disease, and last summer his liver went into failure and he got worked up for a liver transplant, and we just had this huge shock to deal with. It's left us feeling vulnerable, and now we're in this pandemic, and my James, he's just don't want to lose him. And I'm not sorry for being scared. I'm not sorry for being scared, and I don't think I need to be. But I think maybe it's okay to have a fight or flight response from this virus, from this pandemic. I think God wants me to stand and fight and do my bit in the hospital. And I think that I'm starting to process the fact that we can't run away from this forever. I feel scared, and to be anything but scared right now feels like it wouldn't be human and it wouldn't be normal. It's interesting watching me say that God is asking me to to fight. And I think that as Christians, we often think that running away is a bad thing. And we think it's better to stay and fight because that sounds good and it sounds like faith. It sounds stronger or more inspiring in some way than fleeing. And just knowing that actually we're built to have this adrenaline response to trauma. Like, you're faced with a bear, you either fight it or you run like hell from it. And that is a good and healthy response that God has put in us. And I feel that we've been running from the bear like all year. And I think maybe I've had a year of fleeing. And I think that's okay.
Week I'm moving out of our family home so that I can isolate and go to and from work without exposing my husband to the virus. And we're just getting ready for that transition. How do you get ready for the unknown? I just don't know what's going to be expected of me. And I think I'm asking myself as well, what can I expect of God at this time? Just packing to leave, and they say that beautiful are the feet of those who bring good news, but these have got to be the ugliest shoes I have ever owned, but at least they're wonderful. So I've moved out. I'm in my in-laws' empty place. It's just really weird, really weird. Like, weird getting in the car and it being silent. I got an 8-year-old, a 6-year-old and a 4-year-old, and then I've just got into this house which is a 4-bed detached. I mean, you can see how huge the kitchen is. It's like yeah, totally odd. Like, we've been living on top of each other and now I'm just on my Todd.
So I've just finished a little run of shifts. So I've got 2 days rest now. Worked about 48 hours, I think, in just about 5 days, which is a lot for me because I'm normally part-time, but I'm working my shifts in a condensed pattern so that I might be able to get some time off later to be with my family. Yeah, I'm exhausted. You can see the bags under my eyes. It's 6:30 in the evening and I think I'm going to be lucky if I'm still awake by 8. Which is insane. So yeah, emotionally I feel whacked, but I also feel good for doing something well, knowing that I'm making a difference. It's been really good.
Had some conflict with a colleague that was really upsetting, and it left me feeling offended and cross, and I swore more than I would have liked to. It really left me riled, and I think the problem is that we're just in this really stressful environment and we're all under pressure and we're not assuming the best of each other, and there's little grace. Leaving the family just feels just monumental. I want to be extended lots of kindness and TLC. I feel like what I need to do is I need to forgive. I need to extend grace, and forgiving someone when they haven't apologised is always a challenge, but I know it's what I've got to do.
I don't want to be angry, I don't want to be cross. And so I'm asking God to help me forgive and to move on and let go. And these things are tricky to do. They're really tricky to do when you're tired.
Good morning, Mommy, and I love you, and I miss you. Mom, I also love you, and I'm really missing you. It feels really difficult without you in my house. We are all really hoping you can come back sooner than later. I miss you, really, 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 really miss you. And I'm excited to see you soon. Not actually that soon.
So this week is my last week being away from home, and gosh, I need God to sweep in and shove us up the last bit of this mountain. I am at the end now of myself.
So I've just had my swab to test me for coronavirus, which I should get back in the next couple of days. It will put my mind at ease going back to my family. Yeah, it feels really big. It feels momentous, like I need to light a candle, bake some bread, mark it as significant somehow. I think we might order a McDonald's because they've just opened yesterday, so that will be how we mark it with a Big Mac.
Here it comes!
So I was expecting to come home and just feel like an incredible relief and just release. And what I want to be doing is just making up for the weeks I've missed out on and just be pouring into them, but then to know that I'm present and I'm here now, Mummy's home, and actually I just feel like I've got nothing left. I just feel a bit broken, actually. I think I've just been ploughing on, and I just feel like I've just come down with this massive crash and burn, and I just feel like I'm not the woman I was. I think that I thought it was just tiredness after night shifts, but it's I'm exhausted, just in my bones, I'm just exhausted. And it's, it's not just this pandemic, it's James being so sick last year. It's all been a really big deal, and there's just been so much to work through. I'm really tired now, and I don't have the energy. I just think now I need daily bread. I need daily sustenance. I need daily feeding and looking after. God needs to come through for me. Because I'm really desperate for him. Gosh, you got a lot of video of me crying, haven't you? Oh. I'm not sure when that video was, like what month it was. Been feeling that way now for a long time, of just feeling just exhausted. I'm looking at this video and I'm really thankful because I'm crying again. I'm thankful because God has sustained me, and I was reading the story of Elijah. He like flees and runs off into the desert, and he sits under a broom tree and he says, God, I've had enough, like just I want to die. And he was like totally despairing. And in this story, like Elijah isn't kind of rebuked or, come on Elijah, get it together, you know, get on. Actually, God provides him with this shade in the desert and then feeds him and sustains him, and it's like it's a slow process. That's what I'm living in at the moment. God's providing me with shade and sustaining me and giving me what I need. I think that being honest about how we feel is really important. And I just think if we just cast these things to one side or we just bury them, then we don't get the richness of having gone there with God and allowed him to reveal himself to us. I'm not worried about still feeling a bit fragile, and I'm not worried about still feeling tired and like I've been through a lot, because that's really healthy and normal, and God's in those things, those feelings.
So much